Hey, what's up? And welcome to Unleash Your Potential. I am so excited to have you here today. My name is Kathy, and I have been waiting for this all week long. So thanks for tuning in. You're going to learn so much today in this training. So if you're here right now, you are here because you first and foremost want to improve the quality of your business, the quality of your life. You want to be able to release those subconscious hidden blocks that are preventing you from really doing life big and getting that business momentum going, seeing that increased income potential, and just first and foremost, feeling so confident and clear on where you're going and what your mission is while you're here on earth. And so I'm super excited because you make sure you stay to the very end because I'm going to be doing something that I've never ever done before. Not only are you going to get some really like top of the line gold training here today that's going to be able to help you starting right now, but you're also going to learn how you can get my Mindset Accelerator program, which I typically sell for $997. I'm going to show you how you can get that completely for free at the end of this call. So make sure that you stick around. Don't go anywhere. This is going to bring you so much value. This is exactly what you need. You are here for a reason, and we're going to dive in. So let me go ahead and share screens with you. Okay, let me make this bigger. Present. All right, there we go. Okay, so welcome to Unleash Your Business Potential. Who this workshop is for. This is really for anyone if you are an online entrepreneur, if you're a network marketer, if you're an online course creator, if you're a coach, if you're someone wanting to start a business who hasn't yet, if you're someone with a dream on your heart that you want to pursue, or if you're just someone who just wants to just live your best life and be better and do better, then this workshop is for you. It's also for you if you've someone who's had plateaued or even declined income growth for the last 3 months in your business, or you seem to be riding this revenue roller coaster of just ups and downs, and you're not seeing any real consistent income growth. Maybe you are newer to business and you are just someone who wants to fast track to six figures and beyond, and you don't want anything to hold you back. You want to get there ASAP. Then this is for you. And it's also for you if you're someone who wants to break through the blocks to get to the root of what's holding you back so that you can break through your income plateaus and finally build to six figures and beyond. How do I get rid of this? I don't know. Put it down here, I guess. Okay. This is also for you if you want to pursue a goal, but you failed and now you're starting to doubt yourself, or you've started a business, but you are just one toe in. You haven't really given it 100% of you, not really shown up and treated it like a real legit business. Maybe you had growth, but now you stalled out and you can't seem to figure out how to get things going again, even though you're working so hard. Maybe you struggle with perfectionism, procrastination, and imposter syndrome, right? I can raise my hand to all of that from the past. Maybe you have a team who struggles with any of the above and you want to help them. Or you feel consumed by your business and you want to be that confident, badass boss. Then this training is going to be for you. Listen, I've been exactly where you are. I've been in your shoes. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to have something inside of you that knows that you're meant for more, but you just feel stuck. And so, what you will learn today in this workshop, and like I said, make sure you stay until the very end so that way you can hear how you can get my $997 Mindset Accelerator program completely for free. I have never done this before. And I'm also going to be filling you in all about my brand new Empowered Moms Business Circle community that is opening today. And I've been so excited about this. But what you're going to learn today is you're going to learn the secret to finally breaking through your income plateau and earn your most amount of income yearly without having to grind away on your phone and miss time with your family and your friends. You're going to learn the most critical hidden mindset that sabotages your success and how to avoid it, how to switch from shrinking your goals to match smaller belief and instead build a big belief and set big goals. You're going to learn how to identify your top, all this stuff is in the way, You're going to learn how to identify your top limiting belief and story that is on repeat in your subconscious that you don't even know is there. You're going to learn how to identify that so you can see that income growth over the next 14 days. You're going to learn my proven method to rewire your brain for success and flush out your most repeating limiting beliefs and form a new story that you actually believe. You're going to understand how your thoughts are actually what drive your results. It's not your actions. That is the root of the reason why your income has been flatlined and you're either not doing what you love in life and you're not quite there yet earning that income. You're going to learn what to do next to launch yourself forward to see lasting income growth. And like I said, stay till the end and you are going to learn how you can get my Mindset Accelerator program completely for free, which I typically sell for $997. I have never done this before. So let me start off with just a really quick little introduction about myself. So like many of you, my passion is really to make an impact. I want to help people. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I have 3 little kids. Landon is going to be 13 next week. Kirsten is now 11, and Keegan is going to be 6 in August. I ran my very first business as an online health and wellness coach for a good 9 or 10 year period, helping thousands of people reach their health, wellness, and mindset results. I went on to write a children's book called I Can Do This and So Much More. We got involved in short-term rental properties a couple years back. So we have a couple places up in North Carolina in the mountains there. I'm the host of the Do Life Big podcast. If you are not subscribed, please listen. We have some really awesome episodes that go out every Monday morning, short and to the point, and will get your week kicked off on the right foot. And I am the creator of the Mindset Accelerator program. Now that all looks all fine and dandy, doesn't it, right? When you list it all off like that. But let me just rewind the clock for you a little bit here so that you can see I've been where you are. I know what it feels like to be back against the wall, feeling stuck. In 2014, I had 2 little babies at the time. Kirsten was right there on the right, and she was like 6 months old, and Landon was 2 years old. And at that time, I had been staying home. I was actually a teacher for 10 years. I was never had a dream of doing anything after that. Once I had kids, I just wanted to be a stay-at-home mom and do the stay-at-home mom thing. Quickly ended that career to be a stay-at-home mom, which was about 13 years ago now, and quickly realized how near impossible it is to basically lose one good amount of income, which I was earning like $75,000 a year at the time, to live off of one income. So freaking hard. Oh my God. I was tutoring most nights of the week. My husband was working his job 24/7. Plus he was running all these businesses on the side as well. We were doing everything we could to keep our head afloat so I could just be home with the kids. To make a long story short, we ended up digging ourselves into a massive hole. After being home for almost 2 years, we were at this crossroads where it was we had racked up $35,000 of credit card debt because we were living off of that one income. We were going down. We were short $1,000 every single month. We had nothing in our savings account. Like we were so screwed. And my husband came home from work that day and said, Kathy, like I know you really want to be home with the kids, but we can't do it anymore. We're doing everything we can. Like I know this is your dream, but you have to go back to your teaching career. And I am the type of person that just does not believe in settling, and neither should you. And that's probably why you're on this call right now. I never ever believed in settling. I never ever believed in giving up on my dreams or my goals, or no matter how far-fetched or crazy they seemed, or however, like, how am I even going to make this happen? I just never ever believed in settling because we're only here for this short amount of time. And it's either go big or go home, baby, right? And it's funny because I truly believe, and I know for sure, for a fact, that things come into your life for a reason at just the right time. Maybe that's why you're on this call right now. And it was that weekend when he told me you're going to have to go back to your teaching career that somebody told me about becoming an online health and wellness coach. And I could own my own business. I could do it from home, never missing the moments with my kids. And I could also help other women get healthy and fit. And I help them with their mindset from home. And you can kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You can get paid to get healthy and fit from home and help others and also be with your kids. It's a win-win, right? And that business completely changed my life. I had every single thing going against me. All right. And I just want to just say this really quickly because it is so easy to talk ourselves out of anything and everything that we want to do. Because immediately when you are faced with your back against the wall and you have an idea that comes into your head, your brain's first reaction is to talk you freaking out of it. And even though I was overweight and was going to be a health and wellness coach and I had no money and I was going to be building it all on social media, which I didn't even have an Instagram account. And even though my husband thought it wasn't going to amount to anything and I had all these doubters, guess what? I had a little intuition and I had a little inner voice just like you do. And I listened to it. And that little voice basically said, do this or you're going to regret it. Do this or you're going to regret it. How much does spending time with your kids mean to you? And that's all that I needed was that little whisper. Even though if you wrote it all on paper, I had like 20 different things going against me. You would have thought I was nuts to do this. I did it anyway because I had that little whisper there of you're doing this for your kids. If this is something that's on your heart, then that means it is for you and it means that you will freaking figure it out. And that business changed my life. That first year, I worked my tail off only at night when the kids are sleeping. I never sacrificed my time away from my kids to build my business. My business never came first, and it doesn't need to, and it shouldn't. Anyways, I would work this business at night, and in under a year, I was able to build a six-figure business, staying at home, working part-time hours while raising my kids. Since then, it's completely changed my life. You know, we've been able to do all different kinds of things, but the most important thing is that my time is my time, and I am able to create my schedule to be what I want it to be now because I took that leap of faith and I took that chance on myself. But it wasn't always easy. There was a lot of ups and downs. I had a lot of ups and downs in that business. And even though I have built a six-figure business in under a year working part-time hours while staying home with my children, I had hit a 2+ year income plateau at that multi-six-figure level. And I went down this phase where I started to think, doesn't really matter how hard I work, it will never be good enough, right? And this was like a reoccurring programming from my past. Once I identified what that was, and I really wrapped my brain around the fact that you are the thinker of your thoughts. Write that down. You are the thinker of your thoughts. Nobody else puts them there. I was able to trace back and look back to all these different points in my life where I kind of stood in my own way and made up all these BS stories that weren't even true just because of my programming, because of my wiring, right? My default wiring was not of success. It's not for any of us, as a matter of fact, right? And you can do all the right things and you could be teachable and you could be busy working and you could be driven and you could have ideas and still be plateaued or even have it go backwards in your business because it's not about the actions that you're taking. If the actions that you're taking are not backed by belief and then followed up with inspired action, you're going to feel like a hamster on a wheel forever and be burnt out. And that's not what we want. The number one thing that I've learned is that if you don't rewire your brain for success by permanently crushing your limiting beliefs, then your income is not going to grow. And you might find yourself continuing with this procrastinating and falling into this perfectionism trap. And when you lack this belief in yourself, then you won't get the results that you want no matter how hard you try. And I had to learn that the hard way. Like, I had to learn the hard way how to figure that out, right? Let's go back here for a second. For 2+ years, when I was at that income plateau, I just thought if I worked harder, if I did more personal development, if I signed up for more business mentorships and hired another business mentor, if I worked longer and later, I would eventually get there. And that is the myth that people have wrong in the online industry space and just in life in general. That if you don't fix the root of the problem, which is your thinking, which is silencing your limiting beliefs, you'll always revert back to your old ways. Always, 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 100% of the time. So when you learn this, which is why I created that program, the Mindset Accelerator program, when you learn that, then it improves every single area of your life, including your relationships, right? With your children, with your spouses, with your friends, the amount of money you have in the bank, like how you view money, your views on money, all of that changes because of learning how to rewire your mind for success. Because our minds are not automatically wired for success and happiness. That's the thing. Our default setting is wired for scarcity. It's wired for fear because it's our brain's job to keep us safe. So when you notice that you're thinking these limited thoughts or this negative thinking, and sometimes you might bash yourself, don't bash yourself. It's not a problem with you. It's just a problem with the wiring. And this is how all of our brains are wired. And as a matter of fact, most people are walking around on autopilot right now, letting all these fears and the scarcity mindset control and dictate their life. And the next thing you know, you're at the end of your life and you look back with lots of regret and disappointment because you were always just standing in your own way, right? If your brain is wired this way and you never learn to rewire it for success, then no amount of hard work, no amount of dedication, no amount of personal development or business coach or training will change that. It is the reason why you can have two people go through a business mentorship and one takes off and says, "Oh my gosh, it worked." And the other's like, "I did the same exact thing, but it didn't work for me." One's brain is wired for success and one is not. And when you rewire your mind for success, then all the trainings will actually work for you, right? But you've got to get this part nailed down first. So, you need a trained mindset mentor to help you uncover what your most repetitive limiting belief is and teach you how to rewire your brain. And I've seen way too many entrepreneurs. They start their business with inspired action and so much excitement, and then something happens and some kind of failure happens, or it didn't go the way that they had hoped, or they get rejected, or they get a lot of no's, and it derails them right to the exit. And then they slow down, stop, or even worse, what I've seen most people do is just quit. And I never wanted to see another inspired, ambitious woman or mom quit on their dreams again. That's why I went and literally made the blueprint for how I rewired my mindset into the Mindset Accelerator program. That's the whole reason why I came up with that. The problem with this is if you don't fix this, then this becomes a habit that you repeat everywhere else in your life. If you're never able to help yourself and you don't learn this, then you are not able to help your children reprogram the way that they think. And all of this limited ways of thinking and all of these default ways of thinking that hasn't been serving you gets then passed down from generation to generation. But it can stop with you right here, right now, by focusing on working on the internal. And when you work on the internal and you change the internal for good, then the external immediately follows in so many ways. You've got to do that internal work. So fast forward to today, because of all of that and all the ups and downs and learning how to rewire my mind for success, the most importantly, it kept me home with all of my kids, right? I run multiple six-figure businesses. We were able to move to our dream home in Florida, had the courage to write that children's book, go on and diversify our income and go down the Airbnb investment route. I was able to launch a podcast, create the Mindset Accelerator, and then now today, for the first time ever, open the doors to the Empowered Moms Business Circle community, which I am so excited about. Stay till the end so I can tell you more about it and how you can get this program totally for free. But most importantly, is how I feel right now, is how I want you to feel right now, where things feel light, easy, fun, right? You're excited to talk about the things in your life when you see people instead of running the other way and feeling like you can't share because you're embarrassed because things aren't really taking off, or maybe you said you were going to do something and then you didn't actually do it. And seeing the growth and possibility in every area of your life. When you fix this, everything around you changes for the better. It's 100% guaranteed. So a couple of things that I want you to keep in mind as we go through this is to, number one, get out of your own way for today. Turn off any assumptions that you have. Trust this process. This is like you're talking 15 years of knowledge and experience here packed into this like 145-minute to maybe hour-long training where I can help get you some really good value today that can help you and your business and your life immediately. It's not about the doing. It's about who you are being while you're doing what you're doing. It's about taking inspired action. Even just one little action, a little baby step, right, is better than nothing. Perfectionism is your enemy. There's no such thing as perfection. And I want you to develop a learn along the way attitude, because it's the most important thing that you'll learn if you want to create the business and life you desire for your family, is that you will never be ready. You'll never have all your ducks in a row. You'll never feel like it is 100% the right time. There will always be something. And the best way to grow is to learn as you go. And what I'm going to teach you today are skills just like anything else. They can be learned as long as you're open to learning them and then you're open to practicing them. So today I'm going to teach you it's the Reignite Framework. Now, you want to write this down. This is my 6-step proven method to start the process of rewiring your brain for success and override the fears that keep you stuck. So the first one here is where we identify. We identify a goal that you have that you are starting to question and understand why you actually started to lose belief in that to begin with. The second step is clarify. This is where you get really clear on your default living versus intentional living. And I'm going to go over what those two are and what they mean. The third is where you assess your current vision. You just take a look at your vision. Do you have a vision? Is there anything there? Is it clear? Is it crystal clear? Is it not? What is it? And be totally upfront and honest with yourself. The fourth one is to remove. This is where you're going to identify what those negative thoughts are, what those blockers are that are preventing you from seeing that vision crystal clear, and then we remove them. The fifth step is to then finally get freaking fired up about that new unblocked vision that you have. And then the last step is that you will be finally ready to take inspired action toward your goal to cement new beliefs. So let's dive in and do this. All right. So here's our exercise. Take out a notebook, a piece of paper, anything, whatever is convenient for you. I'm going to take a little sip of my energy drink. Okay. I want you to think right now. What is a goal that you have that you are questioning or that you've questioned in the past? Maybe it's not even a specific goal. Maybe it's something, an idea that you had, something that you wanted to do, something that you wanted to say. And think about what it is. And to start to put this into context, think about this goal that you have in your business, if you have a business, that you're starting to question. This thought comes into your mind where you're asking yourself, is this really possible for me? Now, this could be any goal. It could be an income goal. It could be something in your own life. It could be about fitness. It could be about a relationship goal. What is it? We all have those different things that we start to question. Am I really going to be able to And write down what that top goal is at the top of your paper. What's that top goal? Just one. I'm sure you have plenty more. We all do. Just pick one. And then I want you to write down the top thing you think is holding you back from that goal. So if I was sitting across from you right now and I said, all right, Liz, tell me, what's that top goal that you have that you started to kind of doubt yourself on? You started to kind of question yourself. What was it? Oh, okay. That I wanted to build a 6-figure business, working part-time hours over the next year. Okay. What is holding you back from that goal? What would you say to me if I asked you about your goal? Would you say, like, I just don't think that I have the time right now. I can't seem to get organized. I feel like no matter how hard I work, I'm not getting ahead. I feel like no matter what I do, I'm just spinning wheels. I'm feeling burnt out. I'm lacking the energy. Like, what is your story that you've been telling yourself? Because everything that happens in our brain every day, everything, we make stories all about them. And we're really good at talking ourselves out of things. We are really damn good about it. So what is that story that you've been telling yourself as to why it hasn't happened yet for you? And just write it down. Okay, so you should have the goal that you're going for, or an idea or a dream, whatever it is that you started to question. And then what was that thing that was holding you back from reaching that goal? Like, why don't you have it right now? What's the story? The first thing that pops into your brain. Don't overthink it. All right. So we're going to go through this. This is the first step, is where we identify why people actually even lose belief in the first place. All right. So when you think back, right, or you think about your kids, if you have little kids at home, they have so much belief in themselves, don't they? They have all these wild and crazy ideas about things that they want to do with their life and visions. And they're big, huge goals, and they don't think twice about it. They're just like, that's what I want to do. And when I get older, I'm going to do this, right? And we all did that too at one point or another. But then somewhere along the line, things started to happen and society started to tell us that we couldn't do it. Maybe we told that our dreams were stupid. Maybe we attempted something in the past and it didn't work out. And then you started to question whether or not you were capable of doing it again. So we never took that leap out of our comfort zone again because we didn't want to deal with the pain of not making it and that disappointment. The thing is that as we get older, we assign meaning in our life to events that happen to us. And then those meanings are what drive our actions. And it's especially true for how we interpret our mistakes or failures. And that was why I was stuck for so long until I learned to rewire my mind. With that multi-6-figure plateau, I was stuck that way because I had to learn how to reframe failure completely. I had to retrain my brain. And I was stuck in the mode of thinking that failure was bad. If you failed or didn't succeed at something, that meant that you were the failure. So what is something that you believed as a child? I put my kid's picture here from a while ago because they always talked about how when they got older, they wanted to come up with this really awesome base in the house and this whole secret space with like a tunnel. And like they talked about how they were going to design it and everything. What was What is something that you believed when you were little? When was the last time that you even let yourself dream? Can you even think about a time where you were just like, when I get older, like this is what I want? Or, oh, I would love to be able to do X, Y, Z, or I'd love to be able to donate to this charity, or I'd love to be able to start my own, ba, 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 or I'd love to be able to help people. There is something in every single one of us. Okay. But here's the deal. Limiting beliefs are so sneaky because you can't see them. And that's why a lot of times you need like a trained mentor to pull them out of you. You can't see them, but they are running the show 24/7 for you. You want a better life or you want a better business. You have to start telling yourself better stories. It all starts up in the mind. Okay. So if you don't fix this and you don't even learn to become aware to this and you don't learn to identify what is that most common limiting reoccurring story that is on repeat in my mind, what's the story I tell myself, then life goes on and no one stays the same. Okay. People tend to think that if day in and day out, you just stay the same, but no one stays the same. You're either slowly getting better and getting closer to where you want to go in life, or you're slowly getting further and further and further away from it. And so if you don't fix this, then time goes on and you have more regret, more disappointment. You start to live your life pointing fingers at all the other external things of why you couldn't do your dream or why it couldn't come true for you or why you didn't act on it. And you start playing the blame game. Can't even talk. You start playing the blame game to everyone all around you and making yourself feel like the victim, right? And most people, 95% of people, they live their whole entire life like this until it's too late and they're really old and they look back and they think, I always wanted to do this, but I never did it. This is why they never did it. And if we could learn this, if everyone could learn this, then everyone would be kick-ass, like go-getter, like I'm going for it, whether it works or not. At least I can say I went for it, right? You end up with low self-esteem, you lack confidence in yourself. And then the worst of all, I personally think, is that this default limited way of thinking gets handed down to your kids because they learn from you. They learn from seeing how you handle situations, how you speak, the things you go for, the things that you say you're going to do, if you follow through with it, things like that. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are always right. And it's the slight edge effect right here where you're slightly getting better or slightly getting further and further away. I don't know about you, but I know you're on this call right now because you want to grow. You want to be better. You want to do better. You realize that life is short and you want to give it 100% of your effort, right? And you want to like have fun along the way. So the second step is now where we clarify. This is where you look at the actual event that happened. So whatever that goal was that you said, for example, like, I don't know, just think about the goal that you had. All right. And you have to keep the event that happened completely neutral. So let's just say, for example, your goal at the end of last year was to start a business. Let's just say, we'll keep it really basic. You wanted to start a business and you didn't end up starting the business. And now you're here on this call, right? When that happened, when you said that you were going to start that business and then you didn't start that business, you created a meaning all around that. You didn't just keep it neutral. You didn't just use it as data, which is what we're supposed to do. Same thing when I was stuck at that multiple six-figure income plateau. I should have left it as just data. Okay, I'm at this multiple six-figure level. Instead, I made it mean a whole bullshit story about me and what I was capable of doing, which was what kept me stuck for so long. And so if you say you wanted to start a business last year and then you never did, what's the story that you say? Are you telling yourself, oh, I always say I'm going to start things, I never follow through. I have trouble with commitment all the time. I'm always letting myself down, right? No. Instead, you want to keep it neutral. All right, I said I was going to start a business last year, but I didn't. So now I'm going to start it, whatever the date is, pick a new date and just go toward it. We don't live in the past and look back at it like that. But the meaning that they have that you give is the meaning that we give to them. No one is giving you that meaning. So whatever area you're struggling with right now, you're making up the stories in your mind. And if you can just learn to think better stories, you will fly through these plateaus and struggles in life. They won't hold you back as much as they have been, right? And if you're going to spend all this time and energy giving these negative thoughts energy, and giving them negative meaning, then you may as well spend your time giving them positive meaning. See, it's a choice. Am I going to go the negative route or am I going to go the positive route? This is where people don't understand right here. And you can write this down or take a screenshot. It is your thoughts that create feelings. And then your feelings create your actions and your actions create the results. It is not your actions that create the results because we know that hard work does not equal income because we all know a hard worker. Maybe you're a hard worker. that works their tail off and really puts in the effort and puts in the work, and they're still not where they want to be. It's because actions that aren't backed with that belief, that aren't backed with new neural pathways that get formed when you learn to rewire your brain, don't give you the results that you want. Just going through the actions and checking off things on your to-do list isn't going to give you the result that you want. If it's not backed with inspired action, you're going to be like a hamster on a wheel. So now this is where I want to dive in really quick about this default way of living and the intentional way of living. So the default way of living, this is how most people live. And you might be able to relate when you hear this, all right? This is where most people are just walking around operating on autopilot. The have are all external factors, right? And when you do that, and whenever you point your finger at anything external, you're just giving your power away. And this is just this is conditional outside in living is what it is. So I'll give you an example right here. When I have more time, then I'll do the things I've been putting off and finally be successful and fulfilled. That's living with that default way of thinking. When you say things like that, well, once I have more time, then I'll do the things I've been putting off and finally be successful and fulfilled. You're putting your success in the hands of everything else except for you, right? Where we want to be is we want to be living every day in this intentional way of being, right? Who do I need to be? What do I need to do if I want to have X, Y, Z, right? Who do you need to be? What do you need to do if I want to have? And that's a good one to write down, right? Thinking about that, operating from her. You are already her. You are already that confident expert in that area who's building a 6-figure business or building a 7-figure business or who has turned in the papers to your full-time job to run your business full-time, right? You have to begin with the end in mind. The being and the doing are intertwined. So you're going to be taking the action, but you're also going to be living into that person who you need to be, who is already living that way. You already are her. If you're being a 6 or 7-figure CEO, then you're going to take the consistent, inspired actions of other 6 and 7-figure CEOs every single day. Do you see what I mean? When you will take that on, that type of identity of a high-performing entrepreneur. You already are her. You already are that person. You're operating from that way. How do they think? How do they speak to themselves? How do they handle when things don't go wrong? How do they show up when they don't want to show up? Do they show up? Things like that. That's being that person. You already are her. And if you are doing this consistently with inspired action, then you will feel like you're being a 6 or 7-figure entrepreneur. It's kind of like I've worked with so many different entrepreneurs over the last 10 years. And the ones who say, oh my God, yeah, building 6-figure business is so easy. Guess what? They're way above 6 figures and into 7 figures versus the people who are like, it's just so hard. I don't know how people do it, right? It's all about these beliefs that you have. And this is what happens. We change this once and for all when you learn to rewire your mind for more success. The third step is where we assess the situation and assess your vision. So a good question to ask yourself right now is, do you have a vision, right? Do you have a vision? What is your vision? Maybe this doesn't feel too great right now, but that's okay, right? This is where we put in the work that most people aren't willing to put into. This is how you live a life with no regrets. This is how you do your life big. This is how you leave an incredible mark on your children's life and teach them how to live their very best life too, right? Is your vision faded or strong? Be honest with yourself. Just jot it down, right? When was the last time that you created something toward the future that you wanted? Has it been months? Has it been years? Have you ever? What does your current vision for your future look like right now? And does that vision inspire you? Because the moment that you accept responsibility for everything in your life, the moment that you do that is the moment that you gain the power to change anything in your life, right? And what is something that you've been postponing? What is that thing that you've been putting on the back burner? And the best thing that I can tell you to do that I've learned over the years is to sit in the silence with it. Like if you are struggling with, I don't know if I should do this, or should I make this move, or should I say this thing, or is this really the path I should go? You've got to get quiet because your brain is so freaking busy and loud. And there's so many distractions in there. And you've got to get in a really quiet place and close your eyes and ask yourself that question. And the answer will always come. And it's going to feel uncomfortable. And then your brain is going to try to trick you into not doing it because it's uncomfortable and it wants you to stay comfortable. And that's where you have to choose to listen and do it anyway, because your vision should excite you. How else are you going to show up and take action every day towards the life of your dreams if it doesn't excite you? You wouldn't do anything. So pay attention to how it makes you feel when you're thinking about your vision and make sure that it's your vision, not what your husband thinks, not what your best friend thinks, not what looks good if I say it on a speech or whatever, your vision. Now, this one is powerful, and this one you should write down because we don't get what we want in life. We get what we believe we are worthy of. That is a good one. We don't get what we want in life. We get what we believe we're worthy of. Here are some common things that derail people. I've failed before, the comparison game, how easy that is to do with social media these days, right? Believing that the past results will equal your future, getting stuck in the perfectionism, procrastination trap, thinking things like, I'm too old, I'm too tired, I'm just too busy, I'm too out of shape, just blaming external circumstances. We've got to learn to reframe the failure. So think back to your goal. What blocker do you have in place? What is a limiting belief that you're thinking? What is that BS story that you've been telling yourself? And a free resource too that you can grab. You might already have this, I don't know, but it'll really help you out if you go to kathyreuter.com/think this, not that. I have a free PDF workbook that has like 19 of the most common limiting beliefs. And so, which is what we're going over right now, and what you can think instead. And this is how you learn to rewire your mind for success, because all the thoughts that you have today are there because of routine, are there because of habit, are there because you've done it day in and day out. So just like how you learned this way of thinking, you can relearn a new way of thinking. And that is just the start of it. So you can go there and grab that. That will help you out. All right. Step 4 is where we are going to remove, and that we're going to make the new and better stories that are going to stick. So you have got to be aware. The first step is to be aware, even in your everyday life. This happens all the time. Just be aware for a second. Think back to that top goal that you wrote down that didn't happen. All right, I didn't start the business. I didn't hit the 6-figure mark, right? Keep it neutral. It's just data. This is the key thing that I want you to write down. Keep the stories as facts. It's just data. It's just neutral. It means nothing negative about you. It does not mean that you're not capable of doing it. It does not mean that you're not worthy enough. It doesn't mean that you're not smart enough. It's just the data. It is just there to teach you something. Do not attach any meaning to it. All right? And we can relearn this new way of thinking and write down right now and read this to yourself every single day. Every day, in every way, I become better and better. This is how you can start to create new neural pathways in your brain. That's what I'm talking about when I say rewire your mind for more success and happiness. So that becomes your default way of living and thinking. So step 5 is to now get fired up because that you've thought all these thoughts, and so you can start to change them now, right? You can start to learn that, okay, when this happens, it's just facts. It's just data. It doesn't mean anything about me. Keep it neutral. Keep it neutral. What's the lesson I need to learn here, right? Carry on. We're going to keep going. It's one foot in front of the other, right? But you should be fired up about that vision for your life because you're not too late and you're not too old. You're exactly where you're meant to be right now. You have the control. Nothing in the past, even if it seemed like a shit show, was wasted. Okay. Even when you don't reach your goals and you fall flat on your face, you take those lessons with you wherever you go. That is the only way to grow, is to fall on your face and to struggle and to go through the struggles and to learn. But the key is making them not mean anything negative about you or what you're capable of. You are worthy for greatness right here, right now. Not when you have the income, not when you see the money in the bank account, not when you have the certain group of friends, not when your business gets to a certain level. You are already worthy right here, right now, in this moment. Okay? But it's great for others to believe in you. But do you believe in you? I believe in you. If you don't believe in you, you can borrow my belief in you to help get you started. Because you are always just one decision away from completely changing your entire life for the better. The last step is the action, taking inspired action, action with Fire. Take this excitement, take it and cement it with one intentional action today. I want you to do something today. I don't care what it is. Tag me on Instagram at Catherine Reuter. I want to see that you did it. I don't care how small it is. Maybe it was the email you sent. Maybe it was a post that you finally made. Maybe you went and did a talking live video. Whatever it is, maybe you had the talk with someone. Maybe you finally spoke up for yourself. What was it? And take that one action and do it today. It must be inspired for you to move forward. Because inspiration, you get that inspiration from having vision and belief in yourself. And here's the truth. There is someone in the world who needs you right now. Someone out there needs to hear from you and needs you because you were brought into this world with special gifts and talents. And if it's on your heart, that means it's meant for you. And it means that other people need it as well. And who are we to hold back our gifts from other people, right? So circle back to that goal. And choose the next right action now to move toward that goal. What would it be? Right? Just avoiding it is not going to help. Be aware of the big difference between inspired action and activity. Activity comes from the brain mind and is rooted in disbelief and lack of faith. You are taking action to make your desire happen. Inspired action is allowing the law to work through you and to move you. Activity feels hard and inspired action feels wonderful. And that's the biggest key right there. If it feels heavy and hard, like it should feel uncomfortable, make you feel like you're going to throw up. I always say, but those are your body's signals that you need to do it. So think about now, why did you choose to show up today to this training, right? Maybe you're at those crossroads. Maybe you want to have a thriving business. Maybe you're frustrated that you're not seeing the results that you had hoped to see. Maybe it could be that you're burnt out and you feel like you're doing the things, but you're not making any progress. Guys, I've been there. I know what you're going through. Maybe your limiting beliefs have caused so much self-sabotage that you're in this analysis paralysis and you haven't taken any action. Maybe you're watching others on social media and you're thinking, God, it seems so effortless and easy for them. Why can't I do that? Maybe you're sick of letting perfectionism and procrastination keep you stuck. Maybe you might be so sick and tired of holding yourself back and never having the courage to just go for it. You just want to be that type of person who just does it. Or maybe something in your gut said, hey, maybe this is the call that's going to kind of give me that light bulb moment. Remember, everything comes into your life at just the right time. When you rewire your brain for success, you become freaking limitless, guys. You override all the fears that have been keeping you stuck in every area of your life. And not only will this transform your business, literally every single area of your life will be better because of this. If you're already an online entrepreneur, then you had the courage to start the business. You already have what it takes to succeed because most people are too nervous to even begin. Seriously. I don't know if you know this, but 95% of people don't even make the leap. And you did. You're awesome. You are here. You should be so proud of yourself. You are rare and you are so extra special. But rewiring your brain is just like peeling an onion. There are just layers upon layers upon layers that need to get peeled back. Nothing here that I shared with you today is theory or fluff that just might work. This isn't like a rah-rah course. Let me pump you up, motivate you. This is exactly what I've done in my business and life to generate consistent six-figure producing success without having to miss time with my family. I've helped thousands of people rewire their brain so that success is a natural result now of their actions. They're like a magnet to abundance. It doesn't matter if you failed before. It's all about learning the process to be able to, step one, identify on demand the limiting beliefs that hold you back and keep you stuck. Two, be able to extract them, flip those beliefs into empowering beliefs that actually serve you. And the most important part of all, number three, is ingrain. Being able to actually ingrain this new positive belief permanently so that you don't revert back to your old limited ways of thinking. So what happens when you actually learn how to rewire your brain for success and flip your limiting beliefs and silence them once and for all? This is where your income literally starts to grow immediately and consistently. It's like a flowing faucet. It's like, oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. This seems so much easier. Showing up every day is now fun and joyful, and you have excitement for opportunities instead of dreading to sit down at work like, oh, here we go again. What's going to happen today? I don't know about this. You're going to be taking inspired action without the procrastination. You're going to be, instead of getting a little bit jealous of others' success, you're thrilled for their success. You're seeking out those people who are where you want to be and learning from them instead of comparing yourself to them. You're making your goals a priority instead of putting them on the back burner for some other future time. Some people are like, I don't even bother making a vision board anymore. It's like, why bother, right? That won't be you. You're going to be believing in your ability to reach your goals and no longer operate from a place of fear. And you're going to watch your income grow instead of stressing every time you see your paycheck remain the same or even decline. Or what paycheck, right? That perfectionism complex with the content goes completely away as you're working. There's no more arguing with your spouse about the money. Can you imagine that, right? More quality time with your kids where you actually are present in the moment instead of every time you're with them, you're thinking about your business or what needs to be done. And then every time you're working your business or doing that thing you need to do, you feel guilty that you're not with your kids. You don't have any of that. And now you will truly know that your success is a matter of when, not if. If there's only one thing for you to take away today, it's that when you rewire your brain, your success becomes inevitable. Your success is inevitable. And this is what I teach in my Mindset Accelerator program. And I'm going to explain now how you can get this completely for free when you become a founding member of the Empowered Moms Business Circle. You're literally going to create new neural pathways to create lasting change. And the Mindset Accelerator program that I created is a step-by-step framework that rewires your brain and shuts down your limiting beliefs for good so that you don't have plateaued or declined income growth anymore. And when you replace those limiting beliefs with new positive beliefs, then your income will start to grow and will continue to grow. And business will feel light and fun. Can you imagine? And you will have the skills to identify new limiting beliefs that pop up and deal with them as you continue to grow. Because guess what? Once you hit that goal, there's going to be a new level, new devil. That is a legit saying. And when you master this and learn this, you won't be held back. You'll plow right through that with ease. So the question right here, right now is, how can you rewire your brain for success and permanently eliminate your limiting beliefs so that your income in your business grows to the 6 or 7 figure level? And you have a choice, right? You can do it the slow way. You can do it through trial and error by taking some of what I've given you here today. It took me like almost 15 years to learn all of this, or you can go back to living how you were living and have nothing change. And in a year from now, be in the same position. Or you can fast track it quickly using my proven systems and processes that have already been built for you. This is the Mindset Accelerator program where literally all you have to do is follow the steps. Now, this is the cool thing about this. Typically, I sell this program every single year for $997. And you're going to hear how you can get that free in just a second. But what you're going to get in this program is a step-by-step program. It'll teach you how to shut down your limiting beliefs so that you can finally break your income plateaus and experience the growth and confidence and fun that you want in your business and in your life. All right? Designed to take you by the hand, because I used to be a teacher, so I'm really good at teaching. That's my favorite part. But it's designed to literally take you by the hand so that you can automatically identify your limiting beliefs, flip them into self-serving beliefs, and then build them as a habit. There's no missing steps. There's no confusion. This is the only way to accelerate your success in your business to 6 figures and beyond, or bust through an income plateau. And it's divided up into 3 sections here. So you're going to have a 3-phase process. And in those 3 phases, there's 48 short bite-sized transformational trainings that range anywhere from 4 minutes to like 8 minutes. So they're very short. So you can get them in the car. You can get them in when you're getting ready in the morning. They're really easy to listen to, and they'll help you immediately. So the first phase is the identify phase, where I will teach you how to identify the limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Then the second module goes into extracting and replacing them, where we learn to catch and silence the limiting beliefs as they show up in your life and flip them into self-serving beliefs. And then the third one is where we ingrain. This is the most important step. Okay. This is why you need to go through my program, because otherwise you can kind of make it a little bit to like step 2, but then you always revert back to your old limiting ways and you end up getting stuck again. But this is where you develop new habits so that your new beliefs actually stick in the long run and produce results. Now, typically when I sell this program, I sell it for $997. But for today only, since you are on this call and I'm looking for founding members. This is a really exciting time to be a part of my Empowered Moms Business Circle community. You are going to be able to get all of that and all of this, by the way. I wanted to just show you how much value you're getting here. You're going to get monthly live training sessions and guest speakers. Guys, listen, for the Empowered Moms Business Circle community, I have some awesome freaking things planned. I literally have, not only you're going to be getting like coaching from me and question and answer sessions and mini trainings every single month. And every month we'll have a different theme that we're going to work around mindset related. But I'm also bringing in every single month 7 and even 8-figure entrepreneurs to help mentor you, where you can get a chance to listen and learn from them and get all of your questions answered. This is literally only going to be $27 for the month for the Empowered Moms Business Circle. Now, I want to tell you that this is just for founding members, which means I'm only letting in a certain amount of people at this price. After this, it will go up to $47 a month. But guess what? There's no strings attached, all right? You can choose to become a member of the Empowered Moms Business Circle for only $27 today. You do not need to sign a contract. There's no gimmicks. There's none of this baloney that, you have to stay for 6 months. You can stay for as little or as long as you want. If you try it out for the month and you decide you don't want to do it anymore, then you can cancel it. You can literally go right now to themindsetaccelerator.com and you can get started and be one of our founding members for the Empowered Moms Business Circle community. So you'll also get a workbook and you're also going to get access. Another bonus is my mini training, the Reignite Your Self-Belief Self-Paced Training and Workbook. So all of this adds up to close to $10,000. And even my one-on-one coaching mentorship that I take on people for is $10,000 a year. But today you can literally just drop $27 to become a founding member of the Empowered Moms Business Circle. So this is why it's a no-brainer. You can pay the $997 for the Mindset Accelerator course and get the workbook. But why would you do that when right down here, you can become a founding member of the Empowered Moms Business Circle for $27. And if you love it, stay. If you don't love it, you can cancel. It's only $27, but you're going to get all of this stuff with you in that price. You're going to get my Mindset Accelerator course that's going to literally teach you how to rewire your mind for more success and happiness in business and in life. You're going to get the workbook. You're going to get the Reignite Your Self-Belief mini course, which I typically sell for $197. Then there's also a bonus goal setting masterclass in there that you'll have. You'll be a member, a founding member of the Empowered Moms Business Circle community. You're going to have monthly live training calls and accountability. Okay. And all of that adds up to $93.35, $27. Go to themindsetaccelerator.com. It's on the board right here. You can scroll down and do $27 for the month. Or if you wanted to save a little bit of money, you could do the $270 for the annual package. And then you'll have the entire year access with 2 months free to the Empowered Moms Business Circle. I mean, I don't know about you, but I do like saving money. So whatever's best for you. This doesn't make any sense, obviously. Why do $997 when you can do $27 to become a founding member of an awesome kick-ass community? And honestly, community is everything. We know this. You know that you are the sum of the people that you hang around with. So if you are in a community with other ambitious go-getter moms who are killing it and, going after their dreams and they're starting their businesses and they're crushing their goals and they're reaching 6 and 7 figures, and you're learning from me and you're getting your questions answered, and we're really getting to the root of what's keeping you from living your very best life, and you get the opportunity to have mentorship from other high 7 and 8-figure entrepreneurs, that's a no-brainer to me. That's an in. Like, that is insane. I've never done this before. So I do have a 100% satisfaction day money back guarantee. Obviously, if you drop the $997, and that's all you do, if at the end of the course you know exactly what your limiting beliefs are, you've learned and applied them, you've catched them on demand, you've done all the stuff, you can send me your workbook and I'll give you a full refund. If you decide to become a founding member of the Empowered Moms Business Circle, it's only $27. I'm not holding you on the hook to stay for 3, 4, 5, or 6 months or anything like that. If any kind of reoccurring income, you just cancel it. You sign up for the month for $27. If you don't like it, you just don't come back. It's literally as simple as that. So go to themindsetaccelerator.com right now. Get yourself in as a founding member. I have been waiting to do this for so long. I'm so excited. Let me end you with just a couple success stories and then I'll open it up for any questions. We have Brianna here. She said, before I started the Mindset Accelerator, I always had a lot of excuses. I feel like I'm somebody who would look at the lens of social media and see other people living their best lives and give an excuse as to why I can't. Now, my husband and I have been building a personal training studio in our basement so that I can start to see clients one-on-one in my own home. And I'm really excited and pumped up and ready to share my love of exercise with the world. If you are stuck in your business, if you are stuck in your life, if you are just living your everyday life over and over and over again on repeat, join the program. You won't regret it. And like I said, you can go to the mindsetaccelerator.com right now for $27 and get access to your portal, which is in Kajabi, and get access immediately to the Mindset Accelerator program and start diving in and changing the game for your business and your life. This is so important. Jennifer Leedy, mom of two, said, being part of the Mindset Accelerator program was amazing. So many times the content was exactly what I needed. Connecting with others in similar situations and applying the strategies is helping me to get over the fear and negative thoughts. I cannot say enough about the program and what it has helped me to overcome. And since then, since getting the Mindset Accelerator program and going through that, she had quit her teaching job, which is amazing. And she is running her flower studio full time now. That is so exciting. This is what can happen for you. This is what can happen for you. So, do we have any questions at all? Some of the common questions that I got were, I still had a couple of them coming through about like, how long do I need to do this for the Empowered Moms Business Circle? You don't need to stay for any length of time. I mean, obviously, I would love for you to stay, right, forever, but the point is that there's no strings attached for you. It's $27. You can get in, you can get my program, you can get the one-on-one coaching from me, you can get the coaching from the other high 7 and 8 figure entrepreneurs who are going to be coming in. We'll do question answer sessions every single month in there. Get any kind of questions that you need. So no matter what level you're at, we will be able to work through it together. This is an ongoing process, just like your health and fitness journey, right? It doesn't end when you're working on rewiring your brain. This is an ongoing thing that you need to work on and practice, right? You need to practice this every single day. So being in that community will really be the game changer for you. Not to mention, when you're with other people who are supporting you and along this path of growth, it's so much easier to stay on track and be motivated to show up versus just doing nothing and then reverting back to your old ways. So I don't know if anybody has any other questions. Like I said, if you don't want to be a part of the community, that's fine. You can still snag it for $27 a month. I would do that because it's what saves the most, or upgrade to the annual path there and get 2 months completely for free. The thing that I want to leave you with today is that if nothing changes, nothing changes, right? So you're here for a reason right now. You came to this training because there's something in your area that you want to improve, whether it's in your business and breaking through income plateaus or having the courage to go out there and start something. Like, this is why so many people stay in the jobs that they hate, stay in the relationships that they hate, never speak up. They struggle with the people-pleasing tendencies. And it's all of that. When you learn this, how to rewire your mind for more success by going through my program, which you can get for only $27 when you become a founding member, then none of that holds you back anymore. You're not filled with all that stress and anxiety anymore and worry and weight of like, oh my God, is this going to work out for me? Is this the right path? It's a much more calming, reassuring, peaceful knowing that you are on the right path. And then instead of you being the one looking at that other person saying, why does she always seem to be so lucky? How come it always seems to work out for her? How come, it seems so easy for her and her income's flying in left and right. And I wish that I could do this, that you will be that person. We just have to learn to teach ourselves new thoughts and create the new neural pathways. That is the secret to it all. Once you do this, all the training that you signed up for in the past through anybody will now actually work for you. But we've got to start with this. Otherwise, nothing changes. You revert back to your old ways of being. And then at the end of the day, you look back and have regret. So I don't know about you, but I know that things happen for a reason. I know you're here for a reason. I know you're listening for a reason. And you have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain by being a founding member in the Empowered Moms Business Circle community. So go to themindsetaccelerator.com. Get yourself enrolled. I can't wait to work with you in there. And if you have any questions, you can send me an email at hello@kathyreuter.com. Send me any questions that you have. I am an open book, but the doors are open now for the founding members, and I am so excited to welcome you in. So I will see you in there. Bye, and thanks for listening.